Syracuse, when Carl was promoted, 64 to 67. Another promotion, this time to Boston, 1967. They bought a home on Eldritch Road in Point Royal in East Foxborough. Barbara remembered the moving truck backing up to the front door with all their things and the men bringing the refrigerator in and her scurrying to vacuum first, of course. She fed the men supper. Carol and Barbara did so many home projects together, shingling the roof in Endicott, New York, laying linoleum, building a patio. Carol and Barbara, together they were do-it-yourselfers. In 1995, they moved to the old family land in West Mansfield into a new development, Carlton Estates. It's a beautiful house, of course, and they loved it. Carl retired 2 years later and loved having his old familiar stomping ground all around him. He could go down and sit by the river where he and Warren had fished nearly 60 years earlier. He loved working in the yard, or sitting on the porch, or having family or friends drop by. In 1978, the Briggses had hosted a Swedish exchange student named Nina Winbo. She continues to be very close to them to this day. Carl loved his Swedish daughter and now her family. As much time as possible was spent on the Cape. Carl improved the place, but he never made it a year-round home. He liked it the way it had been. And he loved his boat, Man on the River. And he loved contentedly sitting on the porch. Carl and Barbara traveled to Europe with close friends Chet and Joanne when their daughter was skating and competing, figure skating. They traveled to Colorado. Carl and his cousin Mary planned a trip to Hawaii a few years ago. It was wonderful. Did you know that in August in Hawaii there are no flies? When they were young, they had taken a trip to LA and San Francisco and then driven to Reno, Nevada. In Reno, they were getting on the plane to come home and they noticed the airport was eerily quiet, almost abandoned. When they got home, they heard President Kennedy on television explaining the Cuban Missile Crisis, and everyone was at home. Retirement years meant Mansfield to the Cape, from the Cape to Mansfield, Lindsay's Restaurant, Dave's Diner. Carl loved his cottage, and down there's a sign. It was here when we came in. And when we see it, we're going to miss it. We're going to miss him. It reads, "There's always time to sit on the porch." Carl would give us that look if we said this to his face. But Carl, we love you. We're going to miss you. You were one of a kind. We wanted at this time to open it up for a few minutes. If anyone, sometimes people do, sometimes they don't, but if anyone present, right from where you are, have a story or an anecdote or a word you'd like to share about Carl. Sir?
May I come up, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brother. My name is Doug Keys. I've been a neighbor of Carl for many years at the Cape. I love the guy. He was a brother to me. And I can remember when I met him, I was probably no more than 8 years old. And he was playing catch with me. Now I have a brother, or I had a brother, Carl's age, and he never played catch with me. And Carl went off, as the story was just told, got his education, went to New York, and sometime in the 70s we kind of got together. You know, he was married, I was married, and we did a lot of fishing out in the bay. And the perfect Friday night was when we could get down there, get in the boat and go out and wet our line in the water. And there's nobody that really loved the bay out there more than Carl did. And I have to mention Barbara, because Barbara, you are, without a doubt in my mind, the most caring and giving person I have ever met in my life. So we're all with you, feelings. Okay.
That was wonderful, sir. Thank you. Anyone else? Sir?
I'm the father. Father introduced them. Barbara said the other day, I was Carl's oldest friend. Anyway, I introduced him, and you don't want to ever blame me.
Did they thank you?